Hello everyone, bonjour, bonjour. Je suis ravie de me trouver avec vous encore une fois, même si de façon virtuelle. I want to begin by saying thank you. Your decision to go through with this conference during these uncertain times says a lot about your commitment to the SDGs, and you've convened an amazing group of experts and practitioners. I dare say that had this conference been held 4 months ago, my remarks might well have been different. To be sure, I would have tried to be encouraging, reinforcing your efforts to make real progress on sustainability. But now, as never before, we are experiencing tumultuous change. That was so clear in the presentations by both Jeffrey Sachs and Tad Homer-Dixon. We see firsthand the real impact of our global interdependence, geopolitical shifts, and amazing technological opportunity. But we're also seeing in devastating ways the fragility of our social, health, and economic systems, and challenging paralytic policies and institutions. A pandemic has really turned the world upside down. And while we are focused on the here and now, on the immediacy of this pandemic, I remain convinced that the sustainability framework of inclusive prosperity, environmental stewardship, and social justice and cohesion will serve us well as we move forward. I can tell you from 6 weeks of reaching out to Ontarians that they are seeking resilience, and learning to live with both the positive and negative results of a pandemic gives much greater clarity and definition to the elements of sustainability. The stories of hardship and inequality are poignant indeed, anxiety and hope in equal measure. We're being challenged by lack of food security for marginalized groups. We'll certainly be retrofitting public spaces to accommodate physical distancing. We'll be thinking seriously about business continuity and risk, along with new geopolitical and security implications. We will be designing redundancy into IT systems upon which we've become so dependent. And we'll be having conversations about how to trace and track infections and still preserve individual privacy. And we'll be seeing the physical and psychological impacts upon families when placed under conditions of isolation. What gives me hope are the wonderful stories I've heard, stories of collaboration and empathy, creativity and courage. All orders of government working together in common cause. Scientists and researchers with single focus racing to develop a vaccine. And in fact, have you noticed that trust in science has been at the heart of evidence-based policymaking? Industries retooling their production lines, the testing of more sustainable financial models, the potential healing of nature as drivers of pollution are reduced, and the empowerment of citizens as they build community. Certainly, there are many who simply want this all to be over and life to go back to normal. But there's also a realization that our lives will probably not be the same. And that's why it is so important that during these 2 days, you have been among those asking whether now is the moment for us to actually design a better normal, one that sees innovative recovery and new paths of possibility for actually shaping the world that we want. A reset, if you like. You've been asking an important question. What does sustainability look like post-COVID-19? So I encourage you to not let this moment pass you by, to not be mere observers. Seize the momentum and be bold, for your voices and visions are needed. It cannot be said often enough. We are utterly interdependent and mutually vulnerable on this earth. And it is together that we will save lives and livelihoods. I thank you in advance, and I wish you all good health.